Level 1, the essentialist by circumstance. Straight up, gents, half the men out there are in survival mode. They're wearing whatever is clean, somewhat fits. For them, clothing is just functional. The idea of style, of expressing yourself with your image, seems frivolous. The guys in this category have little awareness of the influence their image has on the way the world perceives them. Now, straight up, gents, if you're in this category, you're in the right place. Here at Real Men Real Style, we try to make style practical for the average guy so he can use his image to become the man he knows himself to be. Because the reality is, people judge you based off how you dress. They judge a book by its cover. Now, for the guys out there in this category, the biggest barrier is budget. Straight up, they're a month behind on rent. They're barely putting food on the table. Who's got money for clothes? In this case, my game plan for you is 1, find inspiration. Maybe it's an actor, a celebrity, or historical figure, an athlete who has style, who has presence. Start to pay attention to the way these men control their image, to the way these men dress. Action 2, don't be afraid to ask for help. You don't have to go out there and buy new clothing to have great style. Now, once you start knowing what to look for, you can start to go to the secondhand stores, you can go to your local church, maybe check the local shelter, or just ask around, even privately on social media, and you'd be amazed at how many people have something they could give you. Gents, straight up, if you're in this level, don't give up. Personally, this is where I started years ago. I was a trailer park kid. All my clothing was donated, had holes in it. When I went off to university, I had 1 pair of jeans, 3 shirts, and 3 pairs of underwear. And I remember I had 2 pairs of shoes because I was going to be on the cross-country team. My point, though, is you have the power to move up to the next level, and that is the curious beginner. So at this point, you're becoming aware. You've heard of style, maybe watched a few videos, seen some great looking guys in movies and said, you know what? I really like the way that guy looks. So you go out there and you start to look and you quickly become overwhelmed. Now, when you're shopping, you're still buying clothing at the lowest price because, hey, you don't have much money here. And you're still making a lot of mistakes when it comes to fit, when it comes to color coordination, when it comes to styles that suit your body. But what's interesting here is you are aware that you can do better. And that, gentlemen, is a win. So what's the action I'm going to recommend for the man here? Put together one outfit. Seriously, work to put together one single outfit that makes you feel like $1 million, that has you looking sharp. Now try to ensure it's something that you can either wear to work, you can find a way to wear out on the town, but the ability to put together one outfit that complements your build, that looks good with your complexion, that every time you wear it, you're receiving compliments, positive affirmations that you're a well put together man, that you've got style, that you maybe even come off as attractive. Gents, this one step can power you into the next level, which is level 3, the style apprentice. Now at this point, you've started on your journey. You've started to care. You even own a blazer, maybe a sports jacket. You've got a few pairs of shoes, maybe a form of dress shoe. You've heard that square-toed shoes are the work of the devil. You're only wearing your running shoes with jeans some of the time. No, instead you've got some nice casual leather sneakers that work with a decent fitting pair of chinos. You've realized that collared shirts can help frame the face, and you've got a decent collection of polos and casual button-downs. You're starting to understand dress codes. You've even gone out and bought a couple nice fragrances. At this point, congratulations. You're not exactly stylish, but you know what? You give a damn. You're starting to care. And most importantly, you're starting to see the difference. And at this point, I'm going to recommend that you start to experiment for yourself. You see, I've made over 2,000 videos trying to teach guys about style, but it's when they take one action themselves, they start to dress a little bit better. They level up their daily uniform and they start to see that people treat them differently. So I encourage you to dress up one day and see what happens. Try an experiment of wearing a necktie for a week just for shits and giggles. Throw a pocket square in your jacket or still dress casual, but make sure everything fits well, is sleek, and has a great silhouette. After that experiment, what do you notice? Well, it's going to be that people treat you with respect, people treat you better, and you are going to have the realization that, you know what? This style stuff may work for me. Now, gents, really quick, wherever you're at in your style journey, I've created a free group that you can join to level up, to improve your style, and become the man you know yourself to be. This free community has over 10,000 men just like you, taking steps every day to become their best self. And I'm proud to say in this group over the last year, we've given away over $25,000 in clothing, watches, fragrances, accessories. And I've done this absolutely free because here at Real Men Real Style, we're on a mission to help 1 million men step up their style and to become the best dressed man in the room, a man who walks with confidence because he knows who he is. In a nutshell, you becoming your best self, because style is that catalyst. You see, when you dress well, you dress for success. And your clothing, as many of you guys know, has a huge effect on your mindset and how you feel and how confident you are. So if you're ready to take one small step to becoming your best self, join our free group. It's over at school/RMRS. Again, it's absolutely free. We have weekly giveaways. And I've also made a number of my best-selling courses absolutely free in the group. Seriously, gents, just check it out. It's an amazing group. Next up, we've got level 4, the intentional man. So at this point, every day you're starting to elevate things. You're no longer a beginner. You are a reliably stylish person. Your shoes match your belt. Not only do your dress trousers and your chinos fit you, but your jeans fit as well. At this point, you've got 2 to 3 outfits that are your go-to in your closet that if you want compliments, if you want to look like $1,000,000, you know where they're at and you know how to put them together. In fact, at this point, you started mixing and matching different colors, going for layered looks, and you've even cheated on your barber, going seeing the best stylist in town and finding a new hairstyle that works for your face. So at this point, how to level up? Look to create a signature look, a signature uniform, something that's a calling card. Start to think of yourself as a personal brand. Maybe it's a particular pocket square, maybe it's a signature scent, but find something that sets you apart from the crowd. Now we've got level 5, the style smart professional. So we're kind of getting into rarefied air here. At this point, you have developed a signature look. When you walk through the door, you walk in with confidence. Your clothing speaks for you before you even open your mouth. People pretty much can judge who you are and what you do, or at least they think they are because, hey, you're a blue collar worker during the week, but on weekends you like to get dressed up. I had a friend that did this and he always loved it. They thought he was a doctor at Starbucks. But seriously, at this point, the women in your circles are coming to you for fashion advice. So what actions to take here? How to level up? Well, guess what, guys? At this point, it is about you becoming the teacher. Find somebody that you can mentor, somebody that you could level up, maybe at your church, maybe in one of our online communities. Because at this point, gents, the only way for you really to get better is to teach someone else. To become a master, you got to find and train a Padawan. You got to give back and teach the fundamentals because when you do that, you learn them better yourself. Next up, we've got level 6, the intentional gentleman. As the title implies, everything that you own, everything that you wear is worn with intent, with purpose. That being said, you don't take yourself too seriously. Sometimes the intent is just simply shock value or to have fun. But at this point, you've started to master fit, color, and coordination, and you didn't do it by just reading it in a book or watching a video. You actually practiced. You put in the effort, you made your mistakes, and yeah, it took you a few years and maybe a few bad purchases, but you can honestly say every time you get dressed, you love the way you look, you feel confident, you feel great, you know how to dress for every situation. So how to level up here? Well, you do that by inspiring others. So when you show up to work and you notice the new hire who needs help, not only probably with his style, but also just simply meeting people, you take the bull by the horns, even though it's not your job, and you become the guide, you become the bridge, you become his Sherpa to help this guy succeed, maybe in a small way, be the mentor you wish you had. Maybe you work up the courage to take a few pictures. Yes, it may feel vain, but share them online in a group, sharing how you piece things together so that you can teach more than just one person your method for putting together outfits, for matching items, which, believe it or not, you probably have an approach which others would just make perfect sense to them, and your positive impact starts to spread. And at this point, you become a level 7, a sartorial strategist. So at this point, you realize you have more than what you need. You want to move from being a collector to being a curator, and then all those nice items that you've got that you no longer use, guess what? You find level 1s and level 2s that you can send it to. Yeah, I get it. You want them to have a little bit of skin in the game. But the point is you see yourself in others and you continue to give back to help others level up. And now we've got the level 8. At this point, you are the iconic man. You don't follow trends, you set them. Everything that you own tells a story. Everything that you wear has a purpose. You look to buy a watch knowing it's not about telling time, it's about your relationship with time. At this level, your clothing doesn't just fit you, it narrates your life story. And with that being said, gents, let me know in the comments what you thought of today's video. I had a lot of fun with it. I'd like to make more like this, but let me know. And if you want to watch another video that I think I had a lot of fun putting together, boom, I got you covered right here. Go check it out.